Hey guys and gals, David Bosco here once again. And of course, I just got finished watching Superman 2 plus the Donner Cut, 3 plus the Supergirl Director's Cut, and Superman 4. Yes, I got a chance to finish watching those movies because I wanted to see how all of those movies evolved as the series went on. And of course, I got a chance to finish watching all of them, and I wanted to see how they change over time. Superman 2 is easily the best sequel out of the bunch because it has a lot of action in it. In this case, it has a lot of action during the film's final act, specifically both in Metropolis and the Fortress of Solitude, when Superman had to face off against the three Kryptonian foes from the first movie, after Zod, Ursa, and Nod have broken out in either version because Superman lifted a different bomb into space. In the theatrical cut, it was in an elevator in Paris. In the Donner cut, it was one of the missiles that Lex Luthor decided to aim for at New Jersey, in this case during the East Coast, I think, to go ahead and start the earthquake sequence. But, in the end, Superman was able to go and stop them and save the world, as he always does. Superman 3 is a little iffy, basically, because, don't get me wrong, Reeve is still perfect as Superman. Christopher Reeve is still perfect as Superman. This is and always will be the case. But as for the co-star that got a chance to go ahead and be in the movie with him, that was Richard Pryor. Yeah, the Richard Pryor, the same comedian who we always know and love, has his own best comedic kicks. Wasn't exactly the best choice. But then again, it was the best choice for him to do. Because don't get me wrong, it was a good thing for him to pull off at the time. But then again, it wasn't exactly loved, however. The same thing can be said with Supergirl, because that was Helen Slater's first movie, and of course her first major film role, because here's the thing. Christopher Reeve was 24 when he first started his role as Superman. Helen Slater, when she started Supergirl, she was 19 years old at the time. So I figured basically why not have both of these in the same movie together. In this case, both of the same actors in the movie together. But that, of course, did not happen. Because of Christopher Reeve's poor performance of Superman 3 in this case, as he had to go through it, he didn't want to come back to play the role of Superman, but he understood what Slater was going to do. But in the end, Slater played Supergirl like it was her own version. And Jerry Goldsmith's Supergirl theme was really cool, and I really appreciate it. But then, of course, we get to the bottom of the barrel with Superman 4, The Quest for Peace in 87. Because even though Christopher Reeve is still good as Superman, he didn't exactly get that much to do, however. But he did get a chance to go ahead and help make a story, which is about stopping nuclear weapons. But then again, however, we all knew exactly how a train wreck that movie was. But still, even though basically Superman 4 isn't perfect, I still appreciated what it was trying to do. It was trying to do its own thing, don't get me wrong. I still appreciate that. And I also have to go and give a shout out to Christopher Reeves' children, who also appeared in the tornado scene in one of the deleted scenes of the final version. And I have to say, Christopher Reeve and his family, they know exactly how to handle the movie business. In this case, they know how to handle it. But, sadly, however, we all know what happened after his film career. But at the end of the day, it was still pretty fun to see Reeve and his family be in the movie together. It was absolutely wonderful. But my Superman film journey is not over yet, as I have one more Superman film to look at. But I think you all know exactly what I'm leaning towards. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish watching that sucker, or in this case, I'm going to go ahead and get started watching my favorite Superman movie that introduced me to the Man of Steel. And with that said, happy Superman Day to all.